Do you want to start a Twitch channel for the very first time? I'm going to answer every single question you have in this video: the gear, the software, the settings, and the strategy. I've been streaming for over 8 years now, and the game has completely changed. In 2026, you don't need a $10,000 professional studio to blow up, but you do need a plan. Today, we're breaking down the 3 pathways to go live, which is your phone, your console, or your computer. And I'll show you how to avoid the mistakes that destroy 90% of new channels before they even get started. So let's start with the easiest entry point, and that's using your phone. If you're playing mobile games like Genshin Impact or Wild Rift, you can literally just go to the App Store and download the Twitch app, and then just hit go live on the actual app and start streaming your footage directly to Twitch through your phone. It's really a one-button setup, but the harsh truth is that in 2026, mobile streaming is extremely limited. If you're streaming just through the Twitch app, you're not going to be able to add your webcam, and the audio is honestly going to be not that great. If you want that professional look where your face is in the corner while you play, you're going to need third-party apps like Lightstream or Prism. I have a whole playlist of mobile workarounds right here on the channel, but let's be honest, mobile streaming is just the starter kit. If you want to build a real community, you'll eventually need to move to the big two, which is a console or computer. The reason I say this is because after 8 years of streaming, I've realized that viewers stick around for the personality, and it's so hard to show that personality when you're limited by a phone screen. If you're serious, then you want tools to help your character shine through, which brings us to the PC powerhouse. If you want to be a real streamer and have total control, a PC or laptop is the best way, but you'll need a decent gaming computer in order to handle everything, because you'll want to be streaming in at least 1080p while being able to run the games as well. Plus, when you stream using a computer or laptop, that allows you to use things like professional grade webcams to get a nice crystal clear image like the one you're watching now, as well as being able to use pretty much any microphone that you can get your hands on, like the one that I'm using right here that sounds so buttery dang smooth. And a pro tip, don't try to stream with just one monitor. You'll miss chats, you'll miss alerts, and your viewers are going to feel ignored. But if you can't afford a second monitor, you can always use your phone to read your chat in the meantime. Now let's talk streaming software. This is what's going to allow us to decorate what's on our stream, like our chat, our fun alerts, and the pop-ups that you see all over Twitch, which seems overwhelming at first, but don't freak out. There's a ton of options, but we'll focus on the main 2. The first is Streamlabs, which is easy mode. It's an all-in-one powerhouse. You got alerts, overlays, chat that's built in, and it saves you at least 10 hours in setup time. Then you have things like OBS Studio, which is the pro mode. It's bare bones and lightweight, but you have to build it up yourself using third-party plugins. So if you're brand new to streaming and a beginner, I always recommend starting with Streamlabs. However, I have tutorials on both of these softwares, which will get you up and streaming in under 10 minutes. Now we got to talk to the Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo fans. Xbox and PlayStation make it really easy. There's literally a broadcast button in the menu. Just plug in a compatible USB webcam and then a headset, and then you just go live. But what about the Nintendo Switch, you might ask? While there may be a Twitch app built in the Nintendo Switch, you can't simply stream to it like you can the PlayStation and Xbox. In order to stream Nintendo Switch games or make your Xbox or PlayStation streams look professional with overlays, you'll need to get a capture card. The industry standard is still Elgato. You plug your console into the card, then the card into your computer, and this feeds your gameplay into OBS or Streamlabs. And this is how you get those high quality borders and alerts you see on the big channels. Now this is where most beginners fail. Your internet speed almost matters more than your computer, so you'll need to check your upload speed. In 2026, for a crisp stream, you'll want at least 12 to 15 megabytes of upload. Then in your streaming software, you'll see a setting called Bitrate, and for 1080p 60 frames per second, you'll want to aim for 6,000 to 8,000 kilobytes per second. If your internet is slow, then your stream will lag, and people will leave in about 5 seconds. And make sure to always use an Ethernet cable, because Wi-Fi is the enemy of a stable stream. Now, everything I've said so far is just basically a how-to of how to click the go live button. But simply clicking the button doesn't actually mean people are going to watch. After 8 years of doing this, I've realized the technical setup is honestly the easiest part. The hard part is actually growing an audience. And because I want to see you succeed, I've built together a 20-minute free streamers masterclass, which is linked in the description down below. In that video, I deep dive into the secrets I've learned over the past 8 years that will take you from 0 viewers to a thriving community. It's basically 8 years of my trial and error condensed into 20 minutes for free. But before you dive into that free masterclass, you got to decide if you're going to be a hobbyist streamer or a professional streamer. A hobbyist streamer just streams for fun, and a pro treats this like it's a business. There's really no wrong choice here. It just depends on what your goals are and what you want out of streaming. Hobbyist streamer can stream whenever they want, whatever they want, but if that's the case, you're going to need to be realistic with your goals and what viewers you're actually going to attract. Whereas if you want to get a side hustle income or make some real friggin' money doing this, you're gonna have to treat your stream like a business and do things that you don't necessarily want to do when you got to do them. But you could always make a hybrid between the two or switch back and forth. It really just depends on what you want and what your goals are for streaming. And regardless of which path you want to choose, you're going to want to hit Twitch affiliate, which is the bread and butter of Twitch. Once you unlock Twitch affiliate status, you're basically able to get subscribers, bits, and basically unlock monetization for your stream, as well as being able to upload fun emotes and unlock everything you can about Twitch. So you're really going to want to hit Twitch affiliate. And in order to do this, you need to have a certain amount of followers. Right now it's 25 followers, as well as streaming a certain amount of time on a certain amount of days. But the most difficult metric to hit for the requirements is averaging 3 viewers per stream, which is very, very difficult for newcomers. However, you guys know I already got you. I have all the strategies you're ever going to need in order to hit Twitch affiliate and onwards. In 2026, growth happens off of Twitch. You need to be posting clips to TikTok and YouTube Shorts to drive traffic to your streams. And please don't fall into the gear trap. You do not need a $400 microphone today. I suggest focusing on lighting first, because a cheap ring light will make a $20 webcam look amazing. But remember that audio is about 70% of the experience. If you sound like you're in a tin can, then people are just going to click away. So when you're first getting started, I recommend keeping everything to a budget level. Please, for the love of God, do not spend thousands of dollars on equipment right away. I want you to work with what you already have, because who knows, you might not even like streaming 2 weeks from now. And you can make cheap budget gear go such a long way. For your beginner setup, I just recommend a decent microphone and webcam so your viewers can both see and hear you, which helps so much with building a relationship with your audience, because that helps emphasize that you're a human and gives them something to latch onto instead of a disembodied voice, as well as having a quality gaming computer or gaming laptop, so that way you can properly run everything without your computer setting on fire. Then just get yourself some cheap lighting and whatever gadgets and gizmos you want. And as always, I have all of my best budget gear recommendations down in the description below, as well as a playlist on the channel covering pretty much every piece of gear I've ever tested. You might be wondering, is it too late to start a successful Twitch stream in 2026? And the answer is no, not at all. While it is definitely a lot harder to grow a Twitch channel from scratch these days, I see brand new streamers building successful streams from scratch every single day, building a successful side hustle income, making new friends, and achieving all the goals that they want out of streaming. It is definitely harder these days, but with the right guidance, it's extremely possible. The best time to stream was probably a while ago, but the second best time is right now. Success doesn't go to the luckiest. It goes to the ones that actually start. Now, I know this is a lot to take in, so to help you out, I've done 2 things for you. Number 1, I've organized this entire channel into free playlists, mobile, PC, gear, and growth, all right here on YouTube for you. And number 2, if you're serious about turning this into a career or side hustle, go watch my free streamers masterclass. I'll show you the exact roadmap that I use to build my brand. So pick a playlist that fits your setup, or watch that masterclass down below to get ahead of the curve. But my name is Cody, and I will see you in the next one.